I am not going to fear my kind. I am not going to fear. I refuse to be scared of my kind. This is part two, talking about Pastor Marvin Winans with the carjack situation. And the other interview he did was very uplifting to me because, like I said in the previous video, thank God he's still alive. You know, it could have took another turn. But he said something. He said God has not given us the spirit of fear. And I always say that because the Lord gave us power, love, and a sound mind. And he encouraged me. And it's sad that you got to hear somebody say that I'm not going to fear my own kind. How this man, like I say, he's from Detroit, gives back to the community, helps so many. And the same ones he helped was the same one that probably robbed him from his own neighborhood. And the ladies was asking him, didn't you have some type of fear at all? And he said, nope. And the lady thought he was joking. He said, I'm not joking. I have no fear. And that's how we have to be in these end times. You got to be willing to stand, even if it takes losing your life. See, Pastor Winans wasn't scared to die that day. My question to you is, everybody walking around here claiming to be Christians, claiming that they got so much faith, are you truly a Christian? And if it came down to you losing your life for Christ, would you do it when he's done it for you? Could you actually sit and say, I'd give my life? Or would you have a problem with it because you love this life and you're not thinking about eternal life? Big shout out to him, Pastor Marvin Winans, and you too, Ramon Garrett. And that's why I always talk about being bold. That's why I talk about the elect. Each day we are left around here, it's going to get worse and worse. And back to the topic, I'm not going to fear my kind. PP drawings and statement you just left on that comment, I love it. Because this right here is killing more and more of each other every day, black on black. And once again, yes, he was robbed by black. And it's a sad day in time. But to be bold, see, it's either put up or shut up time right about now. It's a lot of talk. Many men say you can make your mouth say anything. But what are your actions doing? Do you have that boldness like Stephen had when it took him getting stoned for speaking on the truth? You say you are a follower of Christ. Well, will you follow and stand on the same things that Christ stand on? Or would you have a problem with it when it come down to the long run? Whomsoever must save their life must lose their life. That's what he told the disciples. Pretty much telling us the same thing. To save your life, will you lose this one? As P.P. Jordan say, everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die to get there. Let me tell you something, people. This is serious business. This is some hard up, cold blooded times we living in. But the Bible told us these days was coming. I know that's a bad thing that happened to Pastor Winans, but in the long run, God getting the glory. And like he said, God gonna get the glory. He said he knows something good is gonna come out of it. Man, I wish I could go. Ramon, I wish I could come down there to Detroit this weekend because, man, I know Pastor Winans gonna have a sermon out of this world. And I love to hear that man preach and sing. He is very anointed. See, this is why they couldn't harm him either. God had protection around him. All they did was put a few scratches on him and tore up his pants. A couple of knots on his head. And you look at the camera, he still looked like he was all right. They couldn't harm him because God had that protection around him, just like he had around David when David was on the run. You better be careful who you putting your hands on. The PP drawings, I know what you was talking about in that video I just did about them 4 men. that was messing with that man of God, and all four of them died instantly. You got to be careful, because God gonna get those who punish. I mean, let me say that right. He's gonna get the ones who try to get you. And this is why vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Because we make the mistake trying to get even, and we can be the ones that get killed in the process. How many of us know somebody that tried to go after somebody, and you the one that got killed in the process when you should have just left it alone? God gonna take care of them. The wicked will be cut off. The wicked will be cut off. This is why everybody ain't gonna make it in heaven. The wicked will be cut off. They got their place. Anybody rolling with Satan, they got their place in the lake of fire, which is the second death. So with that being said, we got to be bold. Pastor Winans is a prime example of standing on God's word, living it, and was willing to lose his life if that's what it was going to take, and still didn't have nothing bad to say about them brothers in the long run. He said, I'm praying for them. And he said it was a lack of fathers in the community, which we all know. He said if it could be just more men around to help and stand up as God has men to be, he said a lot of this stuff wouldn't be going on. And we know that is a big problem, because now men want to be with men. Women want to be with women. So we living in a jacked up world that only Christ can come and straighten it up. Peace and remain blessed.